Sunday, everybody. Hopefully, everyone had a great day yesterday. We, of course, saw a really not too shabby Saturday. Temperatures reached the mid to upper 80s. We had very little to no rainfall across the area. Of course, today starting off a little bit different, right? Which hopefully you were tuned in to Wake Up Charlotte Weekend yesterday because we did talk about this. We had that first big area of rain and storms move in earlier this morning. In fact, I was looking back at the radar data. It looked like storms started in the Shelby area of Cleveland County, really our almost farthest western part of the area, around about 3 a.m. this morning. Of course, then moved into the Piedmont, and then honestly was largely drying out by about 7 o'clock. So the storms moved in really quickly. We did have some really high radar estimates, but what I want you to know is that we're starting to see those rain chances lower just a tad. Now, we do have some active storms to talk about, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But I want everyone to know that this is not going to be an all day rain event. We will see a decent amount of clouds, but I do expect the sun to come through at some point this afternoon for everybody. So, again, it's not going to rain for the entire day. This is not a day like what we saw earlier this week where it's in the upper 70s and we never get out, kind of above this moisture train. Trying to get the graphics. There we go. Okay, so graphics gonna split there. There we go. So right now, here's a look at WCNC Doppler radar live. You can see the showers and storms starting to redevelop here in parts of Union County on the eastern side there of Lancaster County. Derek, you are surely correct, right? You just saw some storms starting to redevelop here. As we zoom in, you can see some of the areas impacted here down toward the Wadesboro area of Anson County. All those storms earlier in Ansonville, you're starting to kind of see some of that activity wrap up. And then down in southern portions there of Lancaster County toward Jefferson, South Carolina, Pageland, all the way up toward parts here of Union County as well, expanding there up toward the eastern half of Monroe. At least downtown Monroe right now, I'm looking at our cameras right now that we have in downtown Monroe. It doesn't look like we're seeing a lot of heavy rain, just a more moderate rainfall at this time. And then in the northern half of Alexander and Iredell County, we're seeing some of that light rain roll in. So the general trend today, again, is we are going to see more spotty to even scattered storms across the Piedmont, but it's not going to be quite as widespread as earlier. However, we will see heavy rain at times and even the potential for some gusty winds. So although it's not going to be everyone sees it, like what we had earlier this morning, you want to be prepared for some of those storms just in case. And we had some pretty pockets, pretty heavy pockets of rain, that is, areas north of the Queen City. You can see up in parts there of Rowan County, southern Iredell, southern Alexander, toward Lincoln County, Gaston County, Cleveland County, all of those areas of like the lighter green, the yellow shading, indicating up to about 2.5, even 2 inches of rain in spots. Now, this is all radar indicated, but it's just a good reminder, right, that we are still pretty saturated with our ground here. So you want to be watching out for, of course, those pockets of isolated flooding potential. So Futurecast radar doing a relatively good job picking up on some of those pockets of heavy rain that we're dealing with right now toward parts of Union County, Lancaster County, and to Chesterfield counties. But notice I'm still expecting, honestly, pretty consistent trends here that we'll see some kind of midday lull. Now, around 2, 3 o'clock, we're dry in the Piedmont, right? That doesn't mean we couldn't see some showers and storms rolling in for parts of the mountains and foothills. A good reminder here that when we do that 7-day forecast, right, it's for the Piedmont, it's for the Charlotte metro area. So we just got to be aware of that. But of course, the mountains and foothills seeing some spotty storms this afternoon too. Again, some peaks of sunshine, but you can see the white's pretty consistent, indicating that cloud cover. Here we are as we get closer to 5 o'clock. Again, some spotty storms around. We have a lot of outdoor activities this weekend. So we have, of course, the Charlotte Pride Parade. From 1 to 4, we have 5 o'clock, the Charlotte Knights at home at Truist Field against the Syracuse Mets. We have 7 o'clock, Charlotte FC home match. So if you're going to be out and about this afternoon and evening, and I'm one of them, folks, I mean, I am too, right? We just got to be, of course, weather aware, know that there is the potential for some storms around, have an umbrella, a rain jacket, a poncho, whatever you can bring in right to the stadiums that you're choosing to go to, whatever you're doing outside. Have a way to, of course, get those alerts and have a way to stay weather aware, stay safe from the storms. I do expect that generally throughout the late evening and overnight hours, we should start to see those storms dry out. But there is the potential even for some of those scattered storms this afternoon across the Piedmont. So I want folks that are going to be out and about, whether it's, again, the Charlotte Knights, Charlotte FC, especially this afternoon, right? You still got to be aware of that. So I made an hour-by-hour forecast for pretty much every major event that we have today. So you can kind of see this again throughout the afternoon for the Charlotte Pride hourly forecast. I do think the tail end of the parade is going to be a little bit more stormy in terms of scattered storms. Kind of a similar trend here again for the Knights versus Syracuse Mets. We'll see more storms to kick off likely the game there as the first pitch is around 5:05. There's a little icon there on my computer that's blocking the time, but yeah, 5:05. And then 7 p.m., scattered storms again around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and then we should dry out as we hit the second half of this evening. And I'll tell you that we've seen pretty consistent data here for, again, this midday lull before a few more storms develop this afternoon. So positive news there. So today's rain chances are actually one of the highest of the week as we do dry out a little bit more by Monday, Tuesday. That's largely due to a cold front, a storm system that will be moving through the area. And then in the tropics, just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. Potential tropical cyclone 4. That's the area we were watching yesterday in the northeastern Mexico coast. We do have that system kind of dissipating, right? It essentially ran out of time to develop into a storm or depression. So no name there. New area of interest to watch in the tropical eastern Atlantic. We have a new tropical wave. You see a 20% chance. It's important to remember that this is very typical this time of year. There's two main reasons why August is a little bit more active than June and July. Normally, it's because more tropical waves coming off the African coast and the main development region, which is where we look at for the storms to develop, shifts more to the Lesser Antilles, the Caribbean, and eventually the Gulf of Mexico. So it's something that we're keeping an eye on, but nothing crazy. Andrew, yep, you're right. Clear the shelters there. I was about to say it on my 7-day forecast. You beat me to it. Clear the shelters is next Saturday. So we will be teasing to that a lot this upcoming week. Of course, encouraging folks to go out to their local shelter, humane society, all that jazz. Right now, it's looking like a 50-50 shot of some storms, but you guys know, as we get closer to the events, we get better data, all that good stuff. But temperatures don't look too hot out there right now. We're looking at the mid 80s. So today, mid 80s. Again, we saw those storms early, more scattered storms possible this afternoon and evening. If you're going to be out and about, I mean, you don't have to, but I encourage you to download that free WCNC Charlotte mobile app. It is a great tool to have. Slightly lower rain chances by the middle part of this week. Temperatures will go back up because of that. And then we do kind of get back into a more typical summer-like pattern with the mid to upper 80s and more rain and storms as we're wrapping up next weekend. If you need to get weather alerts, of course, if you're wanting to know, are there thunderstorms in my area? Will something become severe and all that stuff? Again, you can download that app and you can actually turn on your location settings and you'll get those alerts right to your phone. Right now, I'll tell you that it does not look like a support for a widespread severe situation. Some heavy rain possible, yes. Some lightning possible, yes. But remember, lightning has no qualifications, right, to make a storm severe. So you could have 1,000 lightning strikes, and if there's no 1-inch hail, no wind gusts above 58 miles an hour, it will not be called a severe storm. So if you have plans today, be safe, have a great time, and of course, make sure you're staying weather aware. Again, we will see an opportunity for rain and storms this afternoon and evening, but it will not be as widespread as the storms we had this morning. Hope everybody has a great Sunday. I am off tomorrow and Tuesday, my normal days off, back to that normal schedule. But I will be filling in for Brad Wednesday, Thursday on the night show. So hopefully I'll see you then, and then back on my normal schedule Friday and next weekend. Hope you all have a great day as well, and stay safe and stay weather aware. Happy Sunday.